want a ticket straight to them pearly gates.
But before we even dive super deep into this conversation, there was a couple of things that I wanted to establish at the start. One, you gotta talk about Fahkumram's popularity. Fahkumram was trending at the time of his reveal, number 18. He's not the only character who's done this. There was other characters out there was also trending when they were revealed, right? I specifically remember Asuka, I think Lily, I think Heihachi, right? He's just being consistent with everyone else. There's a lot of controversy, but what is the facts? The facts are, during Tekken 7, he had the highest viewed trailer. And this trailer is sitting at 5.4 million views. Now, there is a lot of discussion about what made this trailer so special. Some people think it was just the wow factor of Fahkumram, the size, the design. At the same time, there was a rumor going around that Tekken was going to put Sagat in the game.
Damn, dude, who the fuck is this guy, Sagat?
So maybe Street Fighter players would have been looking at this to see if there was like a Sagat type character there. So there was a lot of things that could have contributed to his view count being so high. And the reason why that's important is because we're going to have to see how that carries into Tekken 8. But also about Fahkumram, he was the 5th most played character in the whole game. So this is the screenshot of the usage data, right? And you can see at the start of season 4, so this is when Kunimitsu released, he was number 4, and then he dropped to number 5, and then he maintained number 5. But he has never failed below that. And I'm not trying to defend Fahkumram or anything. I'm just saying, like, a lot of the times players say things that are not true. Players say Negan is unpopular, and yes, he is popular. People say Clive is not popular, and he's the most popular guest character that Tekken has ever done. So just because people say these things, it doesn't make it true. And that's all that I be trying to say. I'm just defending the truth. But also, with that being the case, Leroy Smith and Lydia were also very popular in Tekken 7. That popularity did not transfer into Tekken 8. Both Lydia and Fahkumram, I said bottom 10, but I meant 15. That's a typo there. Bottom 15 usage in Tekken 8. And the question that I ask is, can Fahkumram maintain his popularity while crossing into Tekken 8? Fahkumram, motion capture actor, was credited in Tekken 8 since launch. He is credited in the game, and yet we still denied his return. That's just the power of like the internet having this narrative, and then they will convince everyone to agree. Moon, the internet was gaslighting you? Yeah. And no one showed up and say, oh, Moonsaw, you're right. No one. Now with that aside, let's actually get deep into the controversy. Immediately after Fahkumram's reveal, Speed Kicks tweeted LMFA with a lot of O's. And then following up this, and this has 3,400 likes. And this is why I say FDX is not a shield. He said, Tekken is trying to outdo multiverses. Kane says, it should have been Bruce. This is a common trend you're going to see throughout, where people were saying it should have been Bruce, it should have been Bruce, it should have been Bruce. And the fact that they stuck to Fahkumram, like, again, I think Bruce is 100% dead. And here's what you have to understand about what Michael Murray said about Fahkumram. Michael Murray said that in the early stages of Tekken 7 development, Fahkumram was not Fahkumram. He was something else. And then they were changing him to try to make him new and exciting and just revamp. And they did so much to where that thing was no longer that thing. So they just came up with the idea to call it something else. And then boom, Fahkumram was born. So if you think about it that way, who was Fahkumram before he was altered? He was probably Bruce. Because if you think about what they did for Tekken 7 and also 8, think of how different Kunimitsu 1 and 2 are. Eddie's super different, Lydia's super different, Heihachi's super different, Anna's super different, but they're just sticking with the names. But in the Tekken 7 era, they changed Bruce to Fahkumram, and that was literally the definitive death. Not everyone is upset about Fahkumram, and this is what I think is important to highlight. Joe Crush, GOAT is back. Speakik says they're gonna let Fahkumram charge his unblockables in half the time for 1/5 of his heat bar. Before Fahkumram, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was no character in Tekken that could break your guard. And this is kind of the reason people were afraid of Lei, because in Tekken 8, Lei does all the stances. And if you put the stance god in the stance game, that's crazy. If you put the guard breaking god in the guard breaking game, but also I don't think it matters. No matter who the character is, I think that they were always going to be busted. Whether it was Lei, Bruce, Bob, if you think that there was a DLC character that's going to touch Tekken 8 and be balanced, you're mistaken. This person says nobody likes fighting any DLC character so far. Eddie, no. Gimmick fighting style. Lydia, no. Relentless plus frame aggression. Heihachi, no. Broken damage with one free round. That's talking about Ultra Instinct. Wow. So I'm looking at this as well. This is, I don't know if this is related, but this is from 2 hours ago. This comes from Dixtero. If you don't know who that is, that's one of the biggest gaming accounts on Twitter. This person says, Tekken 8 Season 2 patch was so poorly received that almost all the game balance devs were replaced because of it. The game director of Tekken 8 publicly apologized and vowed to fix Season 2 with a new team. That is crazy. For anyone who doesn't understand why this is backlash, let me explain. Tekken 8 Season 1 was really aggressive with so many moves, leading to forced 50-50s where you could only guess. We made it very clear to the devs to tone down the aggression and make it more defensive. They agreed we need more defensive. Then Season 2 comes and they make all the characters have strong 50-50s while also buffing characters that were already top tier. They changed the inputs and identities of 30-year-old characters for no reason, which made people hate their own character. Basically, they went against everything we wanted while changing stuff we had for 30 years. That's a good point. Maximilian says, Fahkumram is shocking. I can't believe they could bring back Fahkumram. King J says, R.I.P. Bruce Irving. This person says, and retired. But this person here is excited. They say, yo, Fahkumram's getting a lot of hate, and I think they should do like a dev talk. They probably will. And just talk about how popular he was in Tekken 7 and why they're bringing him back. But also, you got to be careful. Don't do it in a way that's preachy. Do it in a way that's informational. They got to be careful with that, because if the players feel like they're preaching, get clapped. This is a big tweet. 6,000 likes, 357,000 views. I genuinely think this is the worst possible returning character they could have done. Here's a comparison between Tekken 8 and Tekken 7. You can see the difference in graphics. New favorite is Fahkumram, and he is officially Muay Thai. Also, the thing about Michael Murray is that he does Muay Thai. I mean, look at his character profile picture, right? That's him in a Muay Thai ring. He's a practitioner. I don't know. Is there anyone in the chat who likes Fahkumram? Because so far, Fahkumram is getting all type of slander. I think Fahkumram's design is not that bad. I do agree he's like kind of over-designed and whatnot, but he's kind of cool. I like his you know how he does the when he charges up his attacks? I like that. I like the lightning. He's a cool character. I just think that he was super overpowered. I wonder, how would Fahkumram be viewed if he wasn't overpowered? And I say, do you like the Fahkumram reveal for Season 2? 71% says no, 29% says yes. And I believe I also did a poll in here somewhere. So, oh, here it is. So it says, do you want Fahkumram in Tekken 8? 12,000 votes. And then once again, you see the same result. Do you want Kunimitsu in Season 2? 12,000 votes once again. 53% says yes, 47% says no. Do you want Marduk in Season 2? 15,000 votes. 29% says yes, 71% says no. We're starting to see the players' opinions clash with what the developers are delivering. Once again, I just asked the question of why is that? You know, I think the developers would be really smart to show why they chose Fahkumram. Not just say, here's Fahkumram, but say, here's Fahkumram, and here's why we chose Fahkumram. The data, the evidence, the success, the statistics, show it all, because that's the only way that you're going to calm the crowd. But Ulsan says, Fahkumram, let's go. Nee says, Fahkumram is unwelcome character, question mark, sad face. Actually, I hope it would be nice if Bruce came out, but the Muay Thai character is finally out. This person, I'm not excited about Fahkumram because I don't know the character himself, but I'm excited about everything else. Who here has never played against Fahkumram and you're scratching your head thinking like, it can't be that bad? Little homie, it's literally that bad. Like, I can't really, like, it is. Fahkumram has been banned from almost every Tekken 7 tournament in Pakistan, according to Arslan Ash. They did not ban Akuma. They did not ban Geese-Howard. They did not ban Launch Leroy. The character they banned was Fahkumram. This is grand finals of Tekken 7. It's Ulsan and Nee both playing Fahkumram. That should tell you how powerful this guy is. Fahkumram was so powerful in Tekken 7 to where there was mirror matches. And the only thing you could do, if your opponent picked Fahkumram, the only thing you could do is pick Fahkumram or pick Steve Fox, because Steve Fox is just like he was a perfect counter to every character. Arslan says, this is what I've been saying for a long time. Even Olsan admitted this as well. The only way to beat Fahkumram is to pick Fahkumram. We Pakistan people, majority of top players, are not playing this stupid character, as it is banned in almost every tournament in Pakistan. You have this tweet where it says all character moves with guard breaks and normal guard needs to go. Fang, Brian, Claudio, Bears, Paul, Jack, Heihachi, Steve, King, Shahid, Devilton, Clive, Yoshi, and Fahkumram. Is Michael Murray doing it again? So this says Bruce gameplay maybe. Bruce character's design is basically a random GTA NPC thug. Someone responds and says it's not too late to delete this. And then bro responds and says the boss man legit agree with me, so Bruce is not coming back. LOL. It's Michael Murray liking the tweet. We need to see if this is real. So this is what Nee said, and then Michael Murray went into the responses of this tweet, and then he liked this response here where the guy called Bruce a random GTA NPC thug. Wait, is this a response? Oh, he responded. Oh my God, he responded. What's the response? He says, I thought it was funny, and I was mainly tired of people complaining about everything all the time. You guys all just need to chill. Any character always has a chance to return. See, but don't say that, Michael. Michael, you're digging yourself in a hole. Michael, look at the screen. People are going to continue requesting characters like Michelle, Beck Dusan. Do not encourage those people, Michael, please. This is unprofessional and really disappointing. Calling this a random GPA thug is just racist, no? Can I get a yes or no in the chat if you guys think it's racist? Black guy here, yeah, it's pretty racist. People so quick to label things racist nowadays. Okay, that is racist. He looks just like an MMA fighter. I don't support the way that you guys are talking about Michael Murray. I don't support that. Let the record show that I don't support that. I don't support that. I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. You guys can do whatever you want. YouTube has features to take care of people like you, so I don't need to get involved. I believe that falls under like bullying and harassment. YouTube's going to talk to you later about that. Make sure you lock your doors and you close your blinds at night, because the suits is going to show up, They're going to put you in a gulag.